What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be taking you through a full back workout. And I actually filmed it sideways for you guys because I'm trying to devote a lot more attention to YouTube, and I know you guys like the sideways videos. The first video is upright because I wanted to post it to Instagram too, but the rest of it is all for you, all sideways, so I hope you guys enjoy that. This is actually a 3 days fasted workout. I hadn't eaten for 3 days prior to this. I've been using multi-day fasts as my primary cutting mechanism this year and in the past couple of years as well. So you guys will probably be interested to see how well that works out. I've been able to push strength a lot. I pushed it, further than ever in this workout with pretty good results. You'll see a lot of exercises that I really like, some of which are in my book if you're interested. And I actually tried a new exercise that I've never done before. That'll be near the end of the video. So it was actually really cool, and you guys will kind of get to try it out with me or see it for the first time as I'm trying it for the first time. So that'll be really cool. But anyway, if you like this, definitely subscribe, do the little bell thing and all the algorithm stuff. I'd much appreciate it. If you're interested in the Jefferson deadlifts or pullover variations that you see in this video, they're in my book. So check that out as well. And let's get into it. My first lift this workout was Jefferson deadlifts. Now, I don't do these a whole lot, but like I said, I've been working on going heavier during my fasted workouts. Fasting has been my primary fat loss mode this cut. And that's been going pretty well, so I wanted to test it out with some fairly heavy weight, and Jefferson's just happened to feel good today, so that's what I went with. Here I'm trying to work up to 545, I believe, but as you'll see, I had a couple of technical difficulties here. The plates didn't want to stay on, so I ended up dropping down to 495 and repping out, and that worked out really well. I didn't really know what to expect here, but it ended up going fairly well. I think my goal at this time was to get maybe 10 or so. Um, if I remember correctly, my lifetime PR is 12 at this weight, and as you'll see, that's what I ended up getting. Not to say I probably couldn't have increased that back in the day, but I've hardly ever trained these. It's never been a focus, so it's never been a priority to really go back and just push the absolute envelope on it. But still, at the end of the day, I managed to at least tie a rep PR while fasted 3 entire days. So that's a fairly good indicator that your performance doesn't necessarily have to decrease that much. I've been using multi-day fasts for this is the third year in a row during cutting, and each year I've been heavier in terms of muscle mass, so I don't think that I'm losing too much. Yeah, it's 12 right there. Fairly difficult. I was a little bit smoked at the end of it, but I still got it done, and then had time to do a whole workout at the end. You can see I was not too happy after this, but I still got through the rest of the workout. No ill effects. So after this, I'm going to go into rows. I don't know why I left that much in, but whatever, we're just recording over it. Anyway, I've been experimenting with heavier rows. I don't really like heavy rows. I've never liked any kind of heavy rows, but it's something I'm not good at, so I'm trying to experiment with it. Here I'm doing kind of a hybrid between pin delays and kind of more of the deadlift assistance row you see. Not super heavy, also not super unstrict. I don't really love these, but I'm trying them here. Typically, if I'm going to do rows, I prefer the golden era or like flexion style row, just on a deficit with a whole lot of range of motion, somewhat lighter weights, not as light as you'll see Technique Cyborg Scope, but still lighter than this. Never really found a heavy row variation that I like other than T-bar rows, but I'm trying something that I'm not used to, just kind of on the warm-up to RDLs. That's what I've been doing recently a lot. Just on my warm-up to RDLs, I try to do some kind of heavier rows. Here I'm going with snatch grip, which I liked a little bit more. I tend to like snatch grip rows a lot in general, and these felt nice, kind of nice. I still prefer snatch grip flexion rows or golden era rows, but we're trying something different. Just getting some row volume overall. I tend to do higher volume on rows because I don't feel like I can really push myself that close to failure. I feel like I just lose a lot on resistance curve. Anyway, here now we finally get to the RDLs. This is only 315, and look how much I'm struggling. You'll see I'm not allowing a hint of flexion in the spine. I'm completely resisting spinal flexion. I do enough rounding and other exercises. I want to completely resist flexion in the spine and devote all the tension to the hamstrings. I'm just using a lot of my muscle connection, just trying to
actively push myself into the deepest possible stretch on the hamstring. But like I can feel my quads and hip flexors lighting up to pull myself down at the bottom. You'll see the reps are very low for this kind of weight compared to a lot of people, but that's how I do RDLs. Obviously, I was smoked and tired after everything, but I wouldn't be doing that much more. Like I might do 275 for like 15 would be about a max for me. So I don't go very heavy on RDLs at all. Now this is the wide grip pull-ups. I got these from Alex Leonidas, and they're very punishing. I'm doing them because I suck at them and I need to do them, but I definitely feel that they're doing some good. You can't see much because my camera angle is terrible, but I'm still doing them. You can see that I'm doing them, and this is a really good thing to do. So thanks, Alex, for inspiring me to do something that is an opportunity to build something I'm not good at. I've been trying to do these as often as possible. Kind of over here in the corner. It's not a lot of space to film, but you get the idea. I'm still doing them. I think it's definitely a valuable thing. I did more sets. I'm showing you guys one set of each exercise typically, so that's what we're doing here. Now here we're trying something completely new. This is my first time trying an exercise that Coach Christopher Summer, the Olympic gymnastics coach who taught the entire fitness industry Jefferson curls, told me about. He calls these exerter stone lifts because the posture mimics a stone. They're kind of like a cross between an RDL, a Jefferson curl, and a back extension. Really, it feels more like a back extension than anything, but with a big stretch component at the bottom that you don't get in a traditional back extension. Great back pump, very punishing. You can see I'm only using 135, and this is pretty heavy. Get a really nice stretch, so there's some mobility benefits in addition to the hypertrophy stimulus. Still, you can see not very heavy at all, but because you're staying bent over the entire time, this is punishing. I actually feel a really good lat or teres major stretch at the bottom, so I feel like there might be a little bit more of a lat element than you might expect here. It feels almost like flexion rows. I really like these. Again, you can see how much I'm struggling with fairly light weight, but this is an awesome exercise. So I'm really glad to try these. They don't feel that punishing on the spine, again, because the weights are going to be necessarily limited in this exercise. So you can probably just push really hard, get a good pump without too much danger of any kind of spinal issues. But definitely check these out if you want to add any additional spinal exercise or low back exercise, get a pump. Definitely a good substitute for back extensions if you don't have the back extension machine, or even if you do, it adds a really nice stretch component. You get that same extension component, but with a bunch of stretch and mobility at the bottom. So I definitely like these. Now, here in a second, I'm going to finish off with the side pullovers. Now, this is an exercise that I really like. They give a fantastic stretch for the entire side, really. I mean, you feel these down the side of your leg, definitely in your QLs, which are a cause of a lot of back pain. This is a great stretch on the QL. You feel them throughout your lats, where I think they really work the most in terms of hypertrophy. Fantastic for the teres majors and especially rear delts. This is a you know, A tier or maybe S tier rear delt exercise. Side delts to a significant degree. My side delts are very often, sore the next day, but especially those rear delts and teres majors are going to get a great hypertrophy stimulus from this. But that entire side chain is going to get a great stretch, and we don't do that enough. I mean, we hardly ever bend to the side, so this is just another way to work that in for your back health, for your a little bit of hip mobility too. But mostly just getting a really quality hypertrophy stimulus out of it. And a lot of people don't have the rear delts to the point where they need to be, and this is an excellent way to go ahead and make that happen. So um, definitely check these out if you're curious. They're in my book along with you know some of the other exercises in this video, like the Jefferson deadlifts. But anyway, that was the last exercise I did. At the end of that, I got to see a lovely rainbow, so that was a nice reward. After that, I broke my fast, and that was a very nice thing. You'd be surprised how good beef broth tastes after 3 days of not eating.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be doing more of this style of content in the future, so if there's any particular body part that you would like to see, make sure you let me know in the comments. I'm sure I'll work through all of them, but It helps me to know what you guys are most interested in. And anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.